Hello everybody, good morning, welcome to the United Stands. I'm Mark Goldbridge and Erik ten Hag is demanding respect ahead of Manchester United versus Liverpool. It's match day, it's a massive day, we're ready to go and we don't want any more excuses. Well, Erik ten Hag's second part of his press conference came out late last night. Some people agree with it, some people don't. I suppose the positive is that this will get buried behind whatever result happens in a few hours' time, because he's definitely demanding respect. He said, as I've said, not only have we progressed, we've also won trophies. How a team plays is very subjective. So there's only one thing in football, and that's about the end of the season and if you win prizes or trophies or not. So what he's saying is style of play is subjective on the individual. Ultimately, it's about winning trophies. Behind City, we've won more trophies over the last 2 years than anyone else. So we've performed better than anyone else. Those are the facts. This year, we want to win trophies, and I'm confident that we can do that. So what are your initial thoughts on that? He also spoke about Harry Maguire. He also spoke about a few other things that we'll go into. Look, I've just put a tweet out on Twitter, funnily enough, or X as they call it, saying, I expect it will be Ahmad and Rashford who start today. That's on the manager. There will be a lot of people saying, why is Rashford starting again? That is on the manager. There is no excuses. It is a risk. I don't know why Garnacho has now become a bench player when he's our best winger as far as I'm concerned. These are the decisions that Ten Hag makes. When he demands respect, when he expects, total support, he also has to remember that this is Manchester United and every manager post Sir Alex has been questioned and queried and not survived. You cannot survive on a bit of PR. And he has to start making the right decisions. Against Brighton, he made many bad ones. And if he does it again today, he will be criticised if we lose the game of football. I think that he is right that over the last few years, we've won as many more trophies than anybody else. Last 2 years, we've won more trophies than Liverpool, we've won more trophies than Arsenal, we've won more trophies than Chelsea. The only club winning more trophies than us is Manchester City. That is a fact. It doesn't mean we're the second best team though, Erik. And I think that is where you just got to be a little bit careful. He's trying to defend himself. He's trying to lead from the front foot. Maybe there's been a bit of a change around the PR since Ineos have come in. Certainly I think last season, Ten Hag's, had to take on a lot of weight from the club around him. He was left out to dry, if we're being completely honest. And maybe there's just a bit of an attitude within the club that we go a little bit more on the front foot. So look, I don't think Ten Hag's out there fighting these battles on his own. I think he's probably got people advising him as well. And factually, we have won more trophies than anybody apart from Manchester City. But as Sir Alex Ferguson always said, it's where you are at the end of the season in the league that tells you how good you are in your given country. And we finished 8th last year. That is where we are. And if you ask any Man United fan at the moment, where are we in England ranked? I don't think many people put us any higher than 4th. Some people put us lower than that. So trophies are great, but there's a context to that. The FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, yes, Man City normally win them and we won one and we won one last season as well. But we've got to be better in the league. We must be better in the league. It's not just about trophies. I think if we won the Carabao Cup again and we finished 8th, I don't think it washes. In fact, I think he might lose his job. Louis van Gaal won an FA Cup and got the sack. So it's a little bit confusing in the sense that, we're winning all these trophies. Is he saying that we're better than Arsenal? Is he saying that we're better than Liverpool? Because whether you would rather have a Carabao Cup and an FA Cup over finishing second twice is up to you. But Arsenal are better than Man United. I don't need a weatherman to tell me it's raining, and I don't need Erik ten Hag to tell me that Man United are better than Arsenal because they've won 2 trophies and Arsenal have won none. There's context to that. Consistency, performance, quality. And I think this season, it's interesting that he wants to win a trophy again. I think we always want to win trophies, but would you rather win the FA Cup and finish 8th, or would you not win the FA Cup and finish 3rd and play well? And I think this is always the battle in your head, isn't it? What's more important, trophies or league position? And actually, there's a large part of me that would say I would rather finish 3rd and not win the FA Cup than win the FA Cup again and finish 8th, because it's traumatic when you're doing bad in the league. It's more regular. Games are more regular, and the toxicity and the negativity is more regular. The cup masks it every few weeks, but if you're doing well in the league, you can dismiss a bad cup performance. I think it's all about the league for me this year, really. That's where it all stands for me. As for his style of play comment, look, we've got to play a better brand of football. I mean, I don't know whether that's just, trying to calm expectations down. It's subjective. It's not subjective. Man City play a certain brand of football. Liverpool do. Arsenal do. Aston Villa do. Brighton do. We need to see a brand of football. If you want to play counter-attacking football and be known as another Oli or Mourinho, then do it. If you want to try and play an entertaining brand of football, then do it. But let's not pretend that it's subjective to, discuss style of football. It's not subjective. It's factual. To coin a Ten Hag phase, and everybody's got a style of play, and we are awaiting Manchester United's. He said, this year we want to win trophies, and I'm quite confident we build on this. It is what I've done for the last 11 years, so I'm patient and waiting. Yeah, as I said, look, wanting to win trophies, you can't argue with the guy. He has won one in each season he's been here. He was winning trophies at Ajax, of course. They're not winning trophies now. Ten Hag is a trophy magnet. He deserves credit there. He deserves respect there. And he can demand it. Absolutely. The question is just what is it we want? I don't want a Carabao Cup and qualification for the Europa League. I want the Europa League and qualification for the Champions League. I want 4th place and qualification for the Champions League. The Champions League isn't a trophy, but it's a necessity for Manchester United. If we don't win a trophy, but we qualify for the Champions League, that's job done. If we win a trophy, but we don't qualify for the Champions League, I don't think that's job done. So, trophies are great. Ten Hag needs to understand that it's not the be-all and end-all in the Premier League, because the way we structure our leagues, some of those trophies are nice to haves, but they're not necessarily dwarfing qualifying for the Champions League, which is something that this football club needs to do this year. And I would take 4th place over the Carabao Cup. I would take 4th place over the FA Cup this year, because we need to win. We need to qualify for the Champions League. The trophy I want to win is the Europa League, because that guarantees you qualification for the Champions League, and it's a bit of silverware. So that's where I am with that. He also said, talking about the game today, I'm sure the fans are ready together with us to take the fire and take on the challenge. I think the fans are always ready, Eric. It's about the players. We want to see this United side that starts games really well on the front foot. First 10 minutes, that Old Trafford crowd is always bubbling. Keep it bubbling. Keep the heat up. How many games over the last 10 years have we seen an Old Trafford crowd silent by 10 minutes because what they're watching is just not stimulating? He was asked about expectations on the near future. Of course, we've set higher targets. We have higher ambitions. The club, the leadership, the team, everyone, they see potential. And now we have to work very hard to achieve the targets. I mean, I suppose that's an interesting point about potential. We spoke about this, didn't we, the other night? Is this Ten Hag's first season again? Or is it season 3? It's first season for a lot of the director of football, the board, etc. It's for some of the players. But I think for Ten Hag, it is season 3. And you certainly can't be losing 2 of your first 3 games. He'll be in trouble tonight. He'll be in trouble. I can't stop that. You can't stop that. We can say we don't want it to happen. If we lose tonight, he's in big trouble. There's absolutely no doubt about it. So we've got to get a result today. Look, I want to win. A win gets our season back on track. If we can pitch ourselves at 6 points, we're only a point behind Arsenal and we're level with Liverpool. If we lose, that gap starts to open up, isn't it? You're already 6 points behind Man City. You're 4 points behind Arsenal. You're 6 points behind Liverpool. We can't lose this game. A draw is better than losing, but I think we've got to go for the win. It's Old Trafford. It's Manchester United. He spoke about Arne Slot and he said the players, the partnerships and relationships in that team are very clear. That is what he's inherited and is built over the past few years. Things are still the same, but also I've seen some things already brought in. Liverpool are in a different phase of their life cycle and they have a team that's mature, players who are already playing long together and who are very experienced, which are much more mixed, and we have to build a new team. I think he's absolutely correct there. I know some people don't understand this, but for me, it's quite clear. What Arne Slot's walked into at Liverpool is a team that was ready to win the title this year. You know, Klopp tried to do it last year. It was probably a little bit early, but this year he would have been going for the title. Arne Slot's pretty much inherited that same team. It's ready to go. And that's what Ten Hag's saying, and that's what everybody can see. It's ready to go. There will be tweaks. He might make them worse. He might make them slightly better. But they had a momentum, a system, and a plan and a structure above. It's not the same as what Ten Hag inherited from Solskjaer and Rangnick, and the way the Glazers and Murta and Arnold were running the football club. That is not an excuse. There is no excuse today if we lose the game because Ten Hag picks the wrong players and picks the wrong system. But there is an excuse if Liverpool are better than us because they've got a team that plays together with a system and a structure that is understood by everybody within the football club. We are still trying to build that, I agree. And also, he was asked about squad depth. We have a squad who have more than 11 starting players. We need rotation throughout the season to keep everyone fit because no one can play all of the games. He's very keen on rotation. He had a pop at Alan Shearer for criticising Marcus Rashford. I mean, I listened back to what Alan Shearer said, by the way, and Alan Shearer picked up on... I'm not Alan Shearer's biggest fan. I thought the way Shearer and Lineker spoke to Ten Hag after the FA Cup final was tantamount to bullying. When it's on TV like that and you've just won an FA Cup, I thought it was disgusting behaviour. But that doesn't mean that just because somebody talks a lot of rubbish doesn't sometimes talk a lot of sense. And what Alan Shearer was basically saying is that Marcus Rashford's 26, he's going to be 27 very, very soon, and his performances in a Man United shirt aren't good enough. He's not a young player anymore. You know, getting caught offside, not running at players, not getting shots off, he's not playing very well. And that was a fair assessment. So for Ten Hag to call that analysis stupid and say, I didn't take him off because he was playing badly, I took him off because I need to rotate and get fresher players on, well, that's fine, Eric. But ultimately, he also said, I'm very happy with Rashford after the Fulham and Brighton game. Well, I'm sorry, he's not playing well. And it's this sort of... The problem you've got, Eric, here is that it doesn't matter who the player is. If you are going opposite to what everybody can see, then it damages you. By protecting your player that is not playing well, you damage yourself. And Shearer was right, and Rashford hasn't played well. But he does keep talking about rotation a lot, and I don't know what that rotation means. I mean, are you going to start leaving Bruno Fernandes out away to Southampton? No, you're not going to do that. You're not going to leave Martinez out either. You're not going to rotate Onana. You're not rotating certain players. So what you are doing is using the word rotation for players that you want to drop. And then you're pretending that you're not dropping them because you're rotating them. We know you have your favourites, and we know certain players will not be rotated out. So I don't really understand where he's coming from with rotation, because already, from what he said about Rashford and what he said in that interview, I think the rotation thing is trying to pretend that when he drops players or doesn't pick players, it's because of rotation. But we'll see through rotation very, very quickly. Pep Guardiola rotates. Every now and again, he will leave Foden out or De Bruyne out because he wants to give them a rest. I've never seen Ten Hag do that. I've never seen him rotate a player out that's one of his favourites who's fit. You know, he'll play. He won't do that. So let's wait and see if that actually does happen. But I don't think we're going to see rotation. I don't think we can afford to have rotation like Man City either. Man City are an amazing squad that can leave Kevin De Bruyne out and still win. They left Rodri out. Yes, I mean Rodri's not even started the season really for Man City, and they've got 9 from 9. So you know, when you're that strong, you can rotate. The obligatory Harry Maguire question was in the press conference again. I mean, I don't know why they let these prats in. I mean, get me the name of the journalist because he's up for Prat of the Week tomorrow. I mean, why are we getting questions about Harry Maguire in 2024? But there was a question about Harry Maguire, and Eric Ten Hag said, Harry Maguire will definitely play an important role for us. I'm very happy for him that he's back in the England squad, and it tells something about his performances in the last couple of games. I thought he was absolutely shit against Brighton, and I don't understand what we're talking about here. I mean, it just feels to me like certain players with this media can do no wrong. He cost us the game against Brighton. That first goal put us on the setback for the rest of the game. He was bloody awful. I'm sure he'd admit it himself. What are we talking? Why are we asking questions about Harry Maguire in the press conference when he was rubbish last week and should be dropped today? And why is Ten Hag coming out saying he's played really well against Fulham and Brighton? He played well against Fulham. He played rubbish against Brighton. Why he's in the England squad? Only Lee Carsley can answer that. I mean, I absolutely don't know. Don't really care. But I don't know why we're asking questions about Harry Maguire. He was rubbish last week. Absolute rubbish. And I'm a bit bored of it. You know what? I haven't had a drink this morning. I had last night. I said we're just going to say it how it is in a little bit more of a blunt way because we just need to. I think we have to. And if you disagree with me, by all means, get in the comments. But why is our manager spending time talking about Marcus Rashford and Harry Maguire in interviews in 2024? We have bought people like Xerxes. We have bought people like De Ligt, Mazraoui, Agate, Yoro. No questions about them. You know, we've got Bruno Fernandes with a new contract. You've got Garnacho who's been benched. You've got Ahmad coming through. You've got Dalot playing at left back. You've got Martinez back from injury. You've got the midfield situation. Mainu's looking a bit tired. Mason Mount injured again. Nothing, no questions about any of that. No, I've got a great idea. I've got all week to prepare for this press conference. I'm going to ask him a question about Marcus Rashford and Harry Maguire because we've never heard that for the last 6 years. I mean, what a prat! What a prat question and what a prat answer from Ten Hag. I mean, but it's I don't know why this happens. I don't know why Man United don't just ban them. What is there some requirement that we have to ask a question about mediocre British players when they're not playing well, just to make everybody subconsciously think these players are our DNA? I don't get it. I don't think it does the players any favours as well. But, you know, we'll call it out. We'll call it out because I just think Maguire was rubbish against Brighton. And if he starts today, I don't really understand why we bought De Ligt. I'll say that. Let's call it how it is. If Maguire starts today, why did we buy De Ligt? Makes absolutely no sense. De Ligt has to start today. Has to start. Anyway, that's your update. Make sure you smash a like and subscribe. It's match day. We've got road trip with Beth, and then we're live for Man United Liverpool. Countdown to kick off from the studio. I think we're starting that around 2:30, and then I'll be on for the watch along from about 3:30. It's a 4 o'clock kickoff. I'm also doing Newcastle Spurs on That's Football, and lots to get involved in. Get your comments in. Say it how it is. This is what we need. Smash a like, subscribe. Speak to you later. United, let's beat Liverpool today, because I tell you what, if we lose, this is a knife edge, and we can slip each way here. This is really one of those results where the reaction to it is just, I wouldn't say it's season defining, but it could be. It could be season defining, because if you lose, does it set the tone? Oh, we don't believe in this manager. If you win, oh, maybe things are good. Smash a like and subscribe. Get your comments in below. I'll speak to you later.